We're going to talk about the H-Series shovel. And the H-Series is a new development by us. It's a very specific tool. Again, taking the learnings that we took from K-Series and J-Series, and again, having the product out in the market for a few years. A lot of the feedback came to us and said, we'd really like a couple dedicated tools designed for a specific purpose. We kind of started the design process with that in mind. So, John, you can tell us a little bit about what makes the H-Series, first of all, what were we trying to do, what problem is it trying to solve, and who is it targeted for?
Yeah, very specifically, there is a problem pointed out by high repetition users of round point blades when digging a hole, getting the blade embedded behind a buried obstacle, such as a large rock, small boulder, heavy tree roots, and so forth. When the blade is embedded, not only can they not remove the blade from the soil, but they're pulling back harder and harder on the handle. Our handles don't break, so the next thing to fail could be the blade itself cracking. So now we wanted to say, in our ongoing continuous innovation of every product we make, we said, how can we make sure that the shovel blade simply can't break? So that was the basis of the design effort. In this case, we realized if we altered the shape of the traditional shovel bowl itself, that was going to add some strength, but most importantly, in our patented feature, is the ridge that we've integrated into the front of the socket. Without intention, we developed the strongest shovel blade the world has ever known.
So I think when you look at the product itself, I think the distinguishing factor is how long kind of the metal of the blade and the collar kind of goes up into the handle itself.
That's correct. We extended the length of the socket, which allows us, frankly, to use any handle material and retain the strength of the handle because the socket itself is simply so strong.
And I think with this focus on digging, which is really one of the key kind of jobs that this tool is intended to do, what other design features and or elements did we incorporate into the blade?
We know that users are in some very challenging surface environments, could be hard and rocky packed soil, very difficult to penetrate. Typically a user then would try to stab the soil the first time with the point of the blade and then put their foot on the side of the blade to try to go further into the soil. And the issue with doing that is you're putting all your weight on one side of the handle. We examined how can we make that piercing an easier and more efficient process. We've developed a step that allows you to put your entire foot across the top of the shovel blade, and which centers your weight over the center of the point of the blade. This increases by 50% the penetration effort.
That's great. And so if you're doing a lot of digging or kind of repetitive digging or just basically have a tough surface to break through, the combination of the strongest blade in addition to this kind of very innovative footstep where you're allowed to kind of in a more balanced fashion get more energy into the blade itself is going to be super useful for people.
That's correct. So whether you're digging in softer soil but you have a lot of post holes, for example, to dig, or you're building a deck requiring a 36 to 48 inch depth, or in a challenging soil environment, this is a hole digging tool for everyone.
And so I guess even if you're not a contractor or professional, you'll still feel the benefits if you're even just digging the occasional hole or piercing the soil, once or twice a year.
Yeah, exactly right.
Great. The handle itself and the grip, is there anything we've kind of taken from the K or the J series and implemented here?
As with all of our Caterpillar branded product, we are using a hex surface texture on a TPR surface to channel moisture away from your hand, thereby ensuring a tighter, dry grip with less effort throughout the day.
And that hex pattern is really derived from a lot of high-touch surfaces that Caterpillar uses themselves in their equipment, correct?
That's correct. All of their touch points will try to incorporate the hex pattern wherever your skin would touch a synthetic surface.
That's great. Now, I don't think it's common that most people put this much thought into a simple digging shovel. So I'm sure a lot of people would wonder, why bother?
Here, efficiency is one of our hallmarks. How can we do more for the user with less effort, better materials, better thoughtful design, and so forth? That's number one. The fact that this actually works is really incredible, and it's a genuine benefit for every person that needs to dig a hole.
Very good. Thanks very much.